Hello everyone, my name is Hoshizora Akari and tonight I'm going to read a quite lovely visual novel, an English one. Sorry for the delay, it was a bit unfortunate, I think, because I had too many things to do and too little time to do that, so yeah, too many irons in the fire, I would say. Yeah, it's the end of the year, so there are so many things I should do right now. Like, for example, tomorrow I will need to translate some video, and today I also did some translation work. So anyway, let's read this visual novel for 1 hour or two, and okay, so is anyone here? I can't quite see it. Okay, I see that there are some viewers, probably. But, okay, I'm not sure. Sorry for this, how would I say it? Sorry for this alignment. Actually, in this black box, there should be a chat, but no one writes anything to the chat, so now it's just only black. Let me in that case, let me just show the cover of the game, which I'm going to play tonight. Okay, 1 second, just 1 second. Oh, and okay, if anyone wants to write something, please don't hesitate, and don't hesitate to ask me questions. О, ну, да, я, кстати, собираюсь стримить на японском потом. Привет. Но вот сегодня я хочу постримить на английском. The reason because I decided to read more VNs on streams is because there is one very cool indie Japanese VTuber, Akame Kumo, and we did a collaboration stream with him, and he said multiple times that I have a very cute, very cool voice, and yeah, I decided that why not? I could do something like this. Как у тебя дела, Карпре? Расскажи. How do you... как люди вообще готовятся к Новому году? Do you do any preparations for the New Year's? So anyone who's on the chat? And while we're talking about that, I think that we can start the game eventually. Okay, let's go. I hope that my laptop will be able to process it because, well, it's gotten really slow recently, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I got some virus. I don't know. Ты живой, уже неплохо. Это неплохо, да. Да, стрим из качалки в кожаных труселях. Мне кажется, YouTube это не понравится. Well, YouTube-kun is very sensitive, so I'm not sure if it work. Because you see, this game in particular has quite a lot of nudity. So and there is even a modesty filter. So if I read this visual novel alone, I would use this setting, because yeah, I don't like when someone censor my VNs, but unfortunately I can't do that on stream, so we will be forced to play in the streamer mode. Yeah, hides partial nudity and suggestive imaginary completely. Oh, hi Brownie. How are you doing? Okay, probably I need to change some of my settings, like to move the chat here. Yeah, like this. And to move my avatar here. What? Alright, so, what about the sound? Isn't it quiet, or is it okay right now? So if it's quiet, please tell me and I will make it. Okay, okay, let me set it to the middle position, and I think that will be enough. Maybe a bit like this. Anyway, yeah, okay, sounds okay now. Alright, so let's begin this game. I would also like to say that this game is actually free on Steam or on itch.io. So if you're interested, if you missed some stream, or if you didn't pay attention maybe because you are doing some work, you can always just download it for free and have fun. As far as I know, people said that this game has quite of a kind of a Dojin-ish writing, so I'm really excited to look at how it reads overall. Oh, hi Karuna. Hesitating to use all languages at once. Well, that happens to many of us. Yeah, and that's probably one of the greatest problems when you're learning foreign languages. And even if you're not learning them, yeah, sometimes I'm too shy to write to people's chats when I see someone's streams. But recently I've been trying to be less shy and engage with people more. So yeah, all right, let's begin. I think that sometimes my stream will be lagging because my PC is potato. I'm sorry for that, but well, yeah, okay, let's begin. And I must say that this graphics is dope. It's like really dope. Just look at this mail. Look at those hills and at the sunset. I guess it's sunset. It looks like an oil painting in some sense. Okay, so anyway, never mind. Stretching down from the northwest like a stricken tiger, with its jaws wide open to the east, lies the valley. The valley is as old as the world itself, and on its ancient crooked back it bears a bracing wind. The valley was, for 100,000 years, peopled only by beasts, birds, and flowers, and it was for their sake alone that the wind would blow. Even the distant era when men settled here and built a village was, in the long memory of the land, only a recent occurrence. The settlers, enterprising sorts, built a fine mill to harness the power of the wind, to have it turn the stone that grinds the grain. But though the same wind that blew then blows the same to this very day, the wheel no longer turns. It broke down sometime, somewhere on the inside, and there was nobody left who could say why. The knowledge was forgotten. I've spent every day of my 18 years in this valley, and in all the time I've never seen it turn. Okay, so our protagonist is not a miner, according to the laws of many countries in the world. Well, that's convenient, considering the contents of this game. Okay, that spectacle is another memory only the land possesses. Though not exactly an enterprising sort myself, I have more than once become so consumed by the peak that I've climbed up inside the machinery to take a look at it myself, to try to understand what went wrong. Needless to say, I couldn't figure it out either. Thus it is that, at present, millers like myself turn the great stone with our own bodies. Get an ass to do it, you say. An ass. There's nothing like that here. Oh. Well, I mean, he has his own ass, right? So why would he complain about that? I don't know. It's a... Nazo darake da. We've got goats and other small ruminants and various fowl, but I've never seen a goat that could turn our millstone, let alone a chook. By the way, I have no idea what a chook is, so if you will, I would be very pleased if someone would look this word for me. Okay, so with that being the case, every day I get up and grind away. The grinder mindset. This guy is a real hustler. All right. Grinding, the basis of my existence. Grinding, a sound more regular than my heartbeat. I've no cause to complain. It's honest work. And somebody has to do it, only... Every morning I look at the spokes of that impotent languid wheel, black against the dawn sky, and I feel something like irritation. Chook is a chicken or fowl. Chook seems Australian, New Zealand for chicken. Okay, thank you. Well, it's an interesting choose of a word. I like it. I can't say I hate it. I get to work, I shed my day's sweat, but that faint feeling of irritation never quite goes away. This picture is very lovely. Okay, chapter 1. The Broken Wheel and the Lot of Exiles. It's Irish from there to American, Australian, and NZ. Okay, thank you. Right. I'm dreaming. Oh, just look at this Ikemensch. He's handsome, wow. In my dream I see, framed in the doorway, the back of a young man clad in blue livery, with a sword hanging at his waist. It's my brother's back on the night he left, 10 years ago. Oswald, okay. Ah, you're awake. You're finally awake. What a strange thing to say in a dream, huh? But no matter what, he always says the same thing. Brother, where are you going? I'm going back to the capital. You're going back? You've only just come home. Why do you have to leave again? I have a lot I want to ask him. Sensible questions, but just like he, the only words that come are those of my 8-year-old self. Okay, Karuna, the art style reminds me of something, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, interesting question. Well, I understand that wasn't a question, but yes, something familiar, but I'm not sure. Well, anyway, this visual novel has this flavor, has this nostalgic flavor of old Japanese eroge, probably, of old Japanese fantasy, JRPG, so no wonder that it resembles something. I'm sorry, Otto, but Here, no crying now. You have to be brave. For her sake, too. But I'm not crying. There is another child who's crying, somewhere out there, without anyone to wipe away her tears. Who's a child? It's been 10 years. I'm older than you now. For her sake, I have to believe she's still alive. And so my work is not yet done. Brother! You don't have to answer my questions. Just what? Come back? Take me with you? Oh, wow, she's nice. God damn. I understand that I like probably the every character in this game because yeah, a moment ago I liked the Otto's elder brother, and here we have a nice looking Onesam with big glasses and those small drills and this hairstyle. I don't remember how it is called, but anyway, it's so super cute. All right. Good evening, Otto. I open my eyes and see a fair angel looking down at me. I hear her gentle voice. Bronwyn, my sister, who appeared the same night brother disappeared. Even after all these years, I can't quite believe she's real. So he created a tulpa for himself. Okay, I hope it's not the case, because, yeah, it would be a shame. Well, I mean, I have nothing against, you know, having tulpas as someone's sisters and at all, but yeah. I would be glad if she were real. Okay. Winnie, I must have fallen asleep at my desk again, huh? I found you drooling into your journal with ink all over your face. Wah! It's still there! I cleaned it off. Hey, you didn't need to do that. You could have just woken me up. It just looked so cute. I couldn't resist. For goodness sake, I'm not a child. Well, that's what I get for falling asleep, I suppose. I must have ruined everything I'd written. I'm afraid it's quite illegible, but in its own way, it's a testament to how hard you worked today. The whole point of keeping this journal is to improve my penmanship and become more adept at articulating my thoughts. Not to make an impression. She's always like this, finding strange ways to turn a negative into a positive. It would be condescending coming from anyone else, but I can only offer such words a token resistance when they come from her. Especially when I have my head on her lap. I see. Yay! Hiza makura, hiza makura. Or so-called lap pillow. I'm not sure if it's called like that in English, but yeah, a lap pillow. Hizamakura. Okay, I see where the influence of old eroge went. Yeah, I see this too. Like, I swear I saw her in Rust. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, damn. I should have figured it out, but yeah, that's right. There is a girl in one of Rand's games who had the same haircut. Right. I've been saying this for a while, but I don't think you need to worry about improving anymore. The way you are now, you could easily do the work of a clerk or scribe. I'm a miller, though. If circumstances permitted. She frowns at my interjection, then laughed softly. That's your opinion as my teacher? You really are a man of the millstone, aren't you? Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. It might be for the best that you always remain the way you are, Otto. I certainly can't spend all night with my head on your lap, though. Man, why are you like that? Just spend time like that a little longer, you virgin. Sorry. Oh, you find it objectionable? Of course not. This is the most comfortable place in the world. Okay, I see. You fixed your mistakes. But well, you won't be able to get any sleep. Oh, she's sweet. Oh, I mean, he's sweet. Caring about his older sister. In that queer hour before the break of dawn, I find myself standing outside my house, in the midst of the still slumbering village. On the far side of the lake, the broken windmill is turning smoothly. The fact that I'm seeing this impossible sight means I must be dreaming again. I'm so transfixed by the phenomenon that at first I failed to not notice the shapes at the foot of the mill. There is a man lying on his back. Standing over him is a second figure, dark and indistinct. It is as though the man and his shadow have swapped places. Strange things like that aren't strange at all in a dream, however, so I don't dwell on them too much. Instead, I feel compelled to take a closer look at the windmill. It might provide a clue to fixing its counterpart in the waking world. Perhaps I should be ashamed of myself for entertaining such a boorishly practical notion during a dream. Oh. As if in response to my self-censure, a tall shadow, a shape of midnight darkness in this hazy blue-gray tableau, now appears before me. I hesitate to use a definite article as I can't tell if it's the same shadow as the one by the mill, or a different one. In that fantastical way, time and space become indistinct in a dream. They feel as though they are one and the same. If I were pressed to explain, I would say the reflection of the thing has cast on the lake has emerged from the water to seek out a host of its own. Whatever it is, it's an uncanny apparition. It doesn't feel like a part of my dream at all. It's a foreign element, an intruder. I don't care to find out what this phantom is after. I'm simply not going to play along. I turn on my heel, and no sooner have I done so than I'm standing high above the thin morning mist, at the summit of the hills that rise up steeply behind my cottage. I look back down at the shadow. To my surprise, it seems to have taken no notice of my egress. It instead appears to be shuffling around the houses as if it were seeking something else entirely. It looks almost imbecilic down there, like a blind old dog sniffing for truffles. Where is your master hound? To whom go the spoils of your search? I soon lose interest in watching the apparition. Putting it out of my mind, I direct my gaze into the fathomless depths of the blue sky. The heavens are vast. In comparison, the mountains that choke the valley look small enough to step over. The morning sun is on the other side of those peaks. Rather than simply wait for it, Oh, spooky. That's beautiful. A terrible cry echoes through the sky. It's similar to the cry of a hawk, but much more... That's it. It must be how the cry of a hawk sounds to a rabbit. It's a fearful sound, another foreign element. But the feeling it stirs inside me isn't fear, but rather... ache. There comes now a distant, muffled voice, a notion I was on the verge of grasping slips through my fingers. Wake up! The voice is coming from the back inside the house. Someone is obviously trying to wake me up. I can only curse my misfortune as my mind is flooded with worldly thoughts that drag me down like so many leaden chains. Wake up, Otto! Bronwyn? It's not Bronwyn, it's definitely not Bronwyn. I mean, unless she's a dwarf. Well, this guy definitely does look like a dwarf, but I think that he's not a dwarf, he's rather a blacksmith? Another miller? Winnie? When did your face get so hairy? Ow! I'm not your sister, you blockhead! The hirsute face of the village chief gradually comes into focus, a most inauspicious thing to see immediately upon waking. I sit up in bed, nursing the site where he struck me. Chief! What are you doing here? Did I oversleep? Am I late for work? No, for goodness sake. Rouse yourself, lad. She's gone. Bronwyn is gone. Winnie is... Huh? I look over at the alcove where Bronwyn sleeps. The dividing curtain is pulled to one side and the bed is empty. I get out of bed and walk over there. The chief is right, she's not here. But what's so alarming about that? She's always out and about by now. I turn back to him. I must be giving him a funny look because he's scowling harder than usual. He grabs me by the arm and drags me outside. Mabushi. I wince as the sunlight cuts into my eyes like a razor, but the chief wastes no time in holding forth with whatever it is he wants to bother me about at this dreadful hour. She was drawing water from the lake when this great bloody dragon dropped out of the sky. It landed right there in the middle of the village. A dragon, chief? The rider was a knight in frightful black armor. No, the truly frightful thing was the naked black blade at his hip. I couldn't move. I'm not making excuses for my cowardice, too, but I truly couldn't move, for fear of that sword. I just stood there and watched as he cast some spell on her and she went out like a snuffed candle. Then he slung her over the saddle and flew away. Why is he smiling? What is this? Another dream? Am I still asleep? I look around me. It's the same old village under the same old sky. The windmill isn't turning. The old fart is telling me a knight astride a dragon, a figure from the world of fiction, descended upon this village and kidnapped Bronwyn. Ridiculous. The chief might look rough and vigorous, but he's getting on in years. He must be losing his mind. Well, if he had bashed her on the head with a hammer and tossed the body in the lake, he would have come up with a better story. Oh, I'm surprised at the way this lad thinks about the chief. Because, I mean, the chief doesn't look that cruel and, I mean, he's not that bad, that of a bad guy, I hope. He looks nice, actually. Alright. I can rule that out, at least. So really, where is she? I walk back inside the house and back over to her bed. Still not here. I get the notion to look underneath and then check myself upon reflection, realizing how stupid it is. Is it really stupid? It's no more stupid than some tall tale about knights and dragons. I'm already down on all fours when I notice two small figures at the entrance. It's the children from next door, little Raman and her older brother, whose name I can't recall. Tongo, Tiber. They're both Bronwyn's students. They must have realized something is wrong. Hey, what am I saying? Nothing is wrong. Did something happen to Miss Bronwyn? Nothing to worry about. She's just hiding somewhere. But what? My voice comes out strangely agitated, and the children both flinch. Why did I snap like that? They look like they're about to cry. The looming shape of the chief appears behind them and guides them gently away. I stare at the open, empty doorway. It might be a magic door that people may leave through, but never return. Sometimes they're carried out, wrapped in sackcloth shrouds. Sometimes they walk out, wearing blue silk. And sometimes they're whisked away on a dragon by a mysterious knight in black. Where did you all go? My question sinks into the dusty air of the small room without even an echo in response. I continue to stare at the one-way door for what feels like a long time. There is a pain in my chest, like huge, heavy wooden gears trying and failing to turn in concert. After a while, with no apparent impetus, perhaps simply because my knees are beginning to hurt, I get back to my feet. It seems the body is a machine that can operate independently on a turmoil in the machinery of the heart. I wash my face and get dressed. Without really understanding why, I begin filling a pack with everything I'd need for an outing. I finish my preparations for I don't know what and step outside. The chief is sitting on his favorite flat rock with the 2 children, looking lost in his own village. A number of other sleepy, confused-looking villagers have emerged from their homes to see what's going on. By the way, sorry for the interruption, but I find these chickens extremely cute. Just look at them. They're so fluffy and cute and yeah, and lovely. I don't know. I don't know many adjectives to profoundly describe chickens because honestly, I've never described chickens in my life, as far as I remember. But yeah, I just want to say I love those chickens. Okay. I feel a self-consciousness close to embarrassment, and when I address the chief, my manner is unpleasantly hearty and cheerful. So, which way did it go? Which way did what go? The dragon, of course. He looks me up and down as though I just said something absurd. You can't be thinking of following it, can you? On foot? Would you care to suggest an alternative? That's not what I mean. What about the mill? What about the mill? He really is losing it. Anybody can turn a bloody millstone. I need to find Winnie. Calm down, Otto. This isn't the time for rash behavior. You must surely be appalled, but the truth is that this world is a cruel place. Cruel and bizarre. Dramatic changes can come about quite easily. It's not as if somebody died, Chief. We can do something this time. It will only become a dramatic change if we allow it to. That thread of hope is an illusion, a trap. A trap? Set by whom? The chief pauses at my question. He scrunches his eyes shut and grasps at the air with his hands while he searches for the answer. Fate. I hope it's not Fate Stay Night. Sorry for stupid weak jokes. Alright, yeah. Oh, Mirai no Hito, hello, good evening. Yeah, we are reading a visual novel. And that the lad's sister has been just abducted by a knight in black armor riding a dragon. So yeah, so this Miller lad is going to go outside of the village and touch some grass. Yay. Yeah, it's okay, he's talking about Zero. That's right. I mean, this face, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean, Otto? You're putting your life on the line when you leave this valley. Losing Bronwyn is bad enough, but losing both of you would be totally unacceptable. I have to try. No, you don't. I won't permit it. Bronwyn isn't even your real sister. What's that supposed to mean? The chief seems to realize he says something stupid because his next words are quiet, almost at the level of an ordinary person's. She came here under strange circumstances. It's not so strange that she should leave by them too. That's a load of shit, Chief. I agree. Whoever she was before, Winnie has been my sister for the past 10 years. I look around at the others, anticipating some show of support. However, my words elicit no change in their docile, committally sympathetic expressions. The other young men seem to be making an effort to avoid my gaze entirely. Cowards! She teaches the children how to read and write, and they all love her. Doesn't it bother any of you that she's just gone? Am I supposed to act as if she was never here in the first place? There is nothing that can be done, not by simple folks such as ourselves. We must have to accept it. That's our lot in life. The children who look like they've cried once already begin to cry again. I'm getting nowhere. What exactly am I trying to convince these people of anyway? It's clear to me, this isn't their problem, it's mine. I can't accept it. Not this situation, nor those cowardly and fatalistic words of yours. I can't say nothing can be done until I've tried everything. Now, which way did the dragon go? The chief buries his face in his giant hand. It runs in the family. I was hoping you might have been different from Oswald, but it turns out you're both lunatics. He goes silent for a while, then slowly drags his palm down his face and looks up at me. It went east. Towards the capital? There is nothing to suggest that's where it's going. There are a lot of things in the east, after all. Well, it's a start. I'm feeling more clear-headed after speaking to the chief. I noticed the children have stopped crying and are staring at me again. I'm gonna go find Miss Bronwyn now. Wherever she's hiding, I'll find her. They don't seem very reassured, honestly. What uncute kids. Let's leave it to Otto, huh? Here, you'll be wanting this as well. Okay, the satchel. Is it what it's called? I don't remember, sorry, I'm not so familiar with the pronunciation of such fancy fantasy English words. The chief hands me a satisfyingly weighted drawstring bag made of a fine material foreign to the valley. I unfasten it and take a look inside. It's crammed full of coins minted from some tacky-looking yellow metal. It must be that. This is gold? I've never seen the real thing before. It's gold, all right. That knight left it here. I was going to give it to you when you calmed down, but I can see that isn't going to happen. I closed the bag and gave it a heft in my palm. This bag? Something strange about it? It's the exact weight of Winnie's boobs! Oh, you lucky bastard. Now I hate you. Damn, son. You'll pay for this insult, Black Knight. Bronwyn is a kind and intelligent woman. She isn't just a pair of breasts. Why is it you who says this? You know the weight of her boobs in the end. Oh man. Reverbs. My voice is reverbing strangely. Okay, is it still reverbing? Because wait a second. Probably okay. Wait a second. Probably it's again my computer is not feeling very well recently. Maybe that's the problem. But okay, so you say that this problem started a while ago, or was it like that from the very beginning? No, I'm not a voice changer. Maybe it's just a creaky voice. Maybe it's just my pronunciation of English is strange because well, at least as for my pronunciation, I can change that. But as if it's my computer, wait a second. Let me just check it out. Probably it's the problem with my internet, or well, it's not so the processor, I don't remember the stress, but I have problems with stresses in all languages that I speak, including my native tongues. So yeah, so the load on the computer is, it looks pretty okay. It's not like it's 100% 100% loaded. It's 67, 63 central processor, 97% of the memory usage. Okay, maybe it's a connection. Okay, or maybe it's my mic. Okay, 1 second. I'm not sure I want to. Where is it? Okay, now it should sound much worse because I switched on my laptop mic. So just tell me please how it sounds. Now I just have echo. Yeah, okay. Now I turn on my microphone again. Okay, does it? Probably I need to try to listen to it on the stream. Oh wait, I can listen to my own voice just here probably. I can listen to my voice. Yeah, I hear that. Well, it certainly sounds strange. Okay, for a second, let's save the game. Let's close the game. All right, so now let's listen to that. All right, so let's listen to that. All right. Yes, it definitely does sound strange, and I have no idea what happened to my sound. Probably it's not the internet. What if I switch off my avatar again? Let's try. Okay, it's the same shit. Okay, probably it's What the hell is going on? Honestly, I don't understand. What the hell is going on? Okay, so we have two options. The first one is that I can try to solve this problem and in some trying to use some other ways of solving problems with sound, and another way is to just go on and continue like that and hope that it fixes itself somehow. One second. I just mess with my periphery. Okay. Once again. Maybe it's OBS. Well, sometimes it there are some filters. Limiter. Okay, now does it sound okay? Okay, now no, it doesn't. Well, okay. Let me try another thing. I will try to record my own voice in Telegram and just listen to it. If it sounds like shit, then it's the problem with my microphone. If it doesn't sound like shit, it's probably the problem with my OBS. Maybe I just need to how can I say it? Maybe I just need to update my drivers. I don't know. Okay, test 1, 2, 3. Let's listen to this shit. Okay, test 1, 2, 3. Let's listen to this shit. I think that this is the problem with my OBS, because when I tried to record my own voice in Telegram, it was just like as usual. So probably, maybe it's some Okay, let's go on. In that case, I don't know what to do with that right now, unfortunately, so we must carry on. Yes, but what's wrong with OBS, honestly? Because again, as I said before, it was totally all right before, but now it's just like that. Okay, never mind. I will switch on my avatar back. Okay, back when you were reading performance figures, there was one thing that surprised me. Like, did you really say it was 97% memory usage and then that seemed fine? No, it was 79 or 69. Something around that. But you know, the problem with this VTuber software is that it's quite heavy sometimes, so you may end up using 90% of your memory, even if you don't run any heavy games. It just happens sometimes. Yeah, VTubing is quite an expensive hobby, and my PC is a potato, so I can't do anything about that. Okay, it must have been 79 then, right? Yeah, probably. Sorry for this. Probably I need to. Wait, where is it? Yeah, okay. Environments, customization. Yeah, perfect. Like this. Well, actually, I could try to restart my stream, but I don't know if it helps. So let's go like this. Okay. Yeah, sorry for this interruption and for these technical problems. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that right now, and I will need to figure out what happened. Maybe I just need to restart this thing. But yeah, if I restarted it, then the stream will be over for a moment, and then I will have to set it up again, and yeah, it's a bit difficult for me right now. Alright, okay, let's go. Chief. So we stopped at the moment when this bloody bastard said that he knows the weight of his sister's boobs. That's where we stopped, and where you noticed that my voice is somehow strange. You bastard! How do you know something like that? From when we bathed together, obviously. Of his supposed minded sister. Well, yeah, like... They're not blood related. So it adds the spice. I'm not sure it adds the spice, but at least it opens the possibility to add it. If you know what I mean. This face. Otto! Why are you suddenly so mad? I knew you were a lucky dog, but I had no idea you were living in a paradise. It's no wonder you always have that stupid look on your face. I've changed my mind. I'm exiling you from this village until you bring Bronwyn back. Go and get her, you mongrel. You call it a stepsister, I call it spicy girlfriend. That's a good euphemism for this conception. I like it. And our adventure starts with the chief's proverbial boot still stinging my backside. I take my leave of the village. I set off along the dusty track, winding its way through the sloping fields of barley that sate the mill's hunger. Small figures flit through the long... Wait. One phrase in this tract resembled some Toho track really much. I don't know, but I had that impression. Now that I'm listening to it, I understand that it's not the case. It was just one phrase, but somehow I can imagine the same kind of music, the same kind of style of music in some Toho arrangements. Okay. Well, it's a usual fantasy RPG folk music, I guess. Small figures flit through the long stalks on either side of me. All the children will have heard what's happened by now. Though I can't see them, I can feel the sharp pressure of their pure eyes appraising my worth, measuring me against my quest. It's really making me itch. Just trust me, you damn brats. Gaki domo. Yeah, it's kind of general folk phrase, probably. But still. The barley eventually gives way to a succession of craggy green hills, and I spend the fine summer morning trekking over them, leaving the path here and there to walk as the crow flies. In spite of my weighted task, I catch myself enjoying the feeling of the warm sun on my head and shoulders. All around me are nothing but familiar sights. This entire valley is practically my backyard, but that's not the same as usual. It's the first leg of what may well prove to be a long journey, and a part of me is perhaps afraid I may never walk these lands again. Like I really have an urge to continue this phrase like that. Wait a second. I don't remember what was that melody. Okay, let's think about it later. By mid-afternoon and many paces southeast, the hills have taken on a rocky, precarious aspect and a distinctly downward incline. I've been as far as this before, but it's the territory of excursion and whimsical wandering. Beyond here are the foothills, where the whimsy stops. Indeed, this is the terminus of the beaten path. Of where it used to continue on, there remains no trace. For the people of the valley, there is no longer anywhere to go, and exiles are left to their own resources. I descend, and my trepidation ascends in proportion. It's not long before I'm jumping at every sound and eyeing every shadow with abject suspicion. In fact, I'm so preoccupied with potential hidden threats that I fail to notice the one in plain sight until we're looking one another in the eye. Oh, Rush. Let's call him Rush. It's young Otto, isn't it? So inquires the man sitting cross-legged on a rocky precipice, looking back at me over his shoulder. He's lost a lot of weight and a lot of hair, but what remains of those lank red locks unmistakably belong to my old friend, quotes, Rush. That's one goblin-looking elf. Yeah, exactly. His grin looks suspicious. And also, he has an ahoge. Oh, whoa, something happened to your make. It was very sudden, but yeah. Probably... Sorry, it was probably me just being unable to control my hands, if you know what I mean. Okay. Okay, I see that I will need to have something... I will have to deal with technical issues that happen during my streams, because when I used to stream back then, like 1 year ago, it was perfect. And besides, it was the same system. I haven't reinstalled it since then, so who knows. Yeah, I have some echo. Well, that's unfortunate. Right, let's continue. Until recently, he was our village's foremost troublemaker, but he eventually took his mischief too far and was sent walking by the chief. Howdy, Rosh. Hasn't it been a while? Quite. Haven't seen you since I got the old boot. That must have been over 4 months ago now. I'll have to take your word for it. I've lost all track of time out here. Actually, I just got exiled as well. Sort of. Really? You too, huh? Rosh springs to his feet and turns to face me. Where are you going with that big pack? Winnie got kidnapped. I'm gonna go rescue her. Kidnapped? Honestly, I don't know how to... which voice I should do to sound exactly like this guy, or I would say I can't imagine how I should sound. So sorry if it sounds cringe. It's just it. That's terrible, really, just awful. I wish I could help in some way, but things are pretty tough for me as well right now. I've just had a great idea. Why don't you give me your bag? There's food in there, right? Stuff like that will only weigh you down. What's going on here? You're a bandit now? Got a problem with that? Well, there can't be very many people to rob out here. We're a little bit isolated. So you understand why I have to go after a small fry like you? To be totally frank, I'm starving, man. Lose the bag. I can't really spare any of this food. Do you want some gold? Damn, what I'm gonna do with gold? It's for worth it up here. There's no economy. That's true. Maybe you should head to the capital as well. You could become a back alley hoodlum or something. No way, man. The forest is too scary. I should show you how one Let's Player I'm watching voices goblins. Okay, I will be very glad to see that, to hear that. So yeah, thank you. For that matter, how are you going to get through the forest? You don't want to end up like Eomer. Eomer. Sounds familiar. Was it the name of an elf or not an elf from the Lord of the Rings or Silmarillion? Sorry, I've forgotten everything. Anyway, Rosh asks a very good question that I've been trying to avoid thinking about. I'll just have to wing it, I suppose. It's not like we know for sure that Eomer bit it in there. You're throwing your life away, you know? Which is all the more reason you should leave the bag. That way, at least one of us will be able to live on. Forget about it. If you're that hungry, go and ask the chief to let you back in. That thick-headed old bastard will never let me back in. Hates my kind, you know? I think it's just you. There's Browmin too. He probably organized her kidnapping himself. That's some theory, Rosh. He must have considered her a threat to his authority. Yeah! Think about it, man. She brought the forbidden fruit of knowledge to our shitty little village, and everyone from our age downward has benefited from it. You're still an idiot, though. The adults were too proud to take lessons from a little girl, and the result of that was a wedge being driven between the educated young and the uneducated old. Something happened to my voice acting, sorry, it sounds really cringe, I think, but let's proceed. And since you're both uneducated and young, you don't belong anywhere. Hence your exile? He was probably convinced she was going to try and oust him, so he seized the initiative and got rid of her first. What a tyrant! I hope those aren't rain clouds I can see on the horizon. Hey, are you listening? Huh, what? I don't know why I'm trying to convince you. Rosh sighs, reaches into his vest, and produces a slim, rusty dagger. The ironical smirk falls from his face, and he assumes a hungry, fox-like manner that attains some level of menace through sheer desperation. This guy is a real dyed-in-the-wool idiot, but if I'm being totally honest, I'm somewhat tempted to cede to his demands. It would be safer and more pragmatic to surrender my pack to Rosh and then return to the village to resupply. I haven't done so very far that this option is out of the question. However humiliating it would be. Well, the problem is that if you go back to the village, resupply, and then come here again, he will rob you again, right? So that's not a very viable option, I think. It really would be the safest move. It really would, but how many walls lie ahead of me that are twice or 5 times or 10 times as high as this one? How far do I have to go before I can no longer turn back? I slide my pack off my shoulders, but I don't hand it over. I place it safely behind me and pick up a handy rock. Rosh. I bear you no ill will, but I'll smash your sorry face if in if you try and take my bag. The point of no return is already far behind me. Rush's grin widens, but I can also see sweat beading on his face. Hey, I didn't think you had it in you, Otto. Seriously? You've got guns, Pilgrim? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. That's her, lads. Prepare for Kino. Not that I have read it before, but I feel that it will be Kino. Despite the deadly tension, we both stupidly look up at the crag above us, to the source of this unfamiliar voice. A striking figure stands there, a dark shape against the lowering western sun. Yeah, nice armor, that's right, that's a very nice armor. It's the bikini armor, that famous kind of armor. I will make a screenshot. Because my avatar is it moves again. Okay. The figure hops slightly down from the crag, landing in a neat crouch between me and my assailant. Ah, a stranger! What the hell? It's only a girl. Man, I know that you're stupid, but not that stupid. I mean, she looks pretty dangerous, isn't she? I mean, doesn't she? Yeah. With her sword and all. The girl appears to be a foreign adventurer of some kind. She's wearing an extravagant outfit that exposes a lot of her tan skin, and her hand is poised at the hilt of a jeweled sword. I can scarcely believe my eyes. The valley is attracting a lot of outlandish visitors today. I'm a girl with a magic sword. That's quite the get-up, baby. You're some kind of pervert. Shit, I forgot how to... You're some kind of pervert, or what? Let's try to be open-minded about foreign cultures, Rush. Right, it's certainly exotic. I'm sorry about him. Do you really need to apologize for this guy? He is trying to rob you. You must be a good person if you're trying to protect me, right? Even if you are wearing a strange outfit. Jeez, enough about my outfit already. This happens to be my preference. Submit it without apology. Yes, let's get back to business. Oh, this smug face. Business? The adventurer glances at Rush's dagger out of the corner of her eye, a dismissive grin on her lips. He swipes at the air as if trying to shake off the judgmental gaze. Otto, give me your bag! And Miss Pervert, give me your fancy sword! She laughs slightly and finally turns to face him. As you wish. Before he can react, she drops into a low stance and darts forward. Here is my sword. With the slightest movement of her wrist, the sword seems to leap out of its scabbard and lash out like a snake. There's a shriek of pain, and Rush's dagger clatters against the rocks, followed by a few drops of red blood. She's unhinged, I think. His bony, long-fingered hand is skewered on the end of the adventurer's sword like an unfortunate spider. A smooth motion of her heel sends the dropped dagger over the edge of the crag. Having neutralized the threat, such as it is, she graciously removes her weapon. Rush whimpers and shrinks away from her, clutching his bleeding hand. He looks thoroughly cold. Cope seed mold. That's literally it. He opens his mouth as if to speak and then closes it again. I can't remember even seeing this guy last for words. There is an awkward silence. Finally, he turns about and slinks off into the rocks with not even a parting remark. I almost feel bad for him. Get out of here, you lanky reprobate! My benefactor evidently holds no such sentiments. She flicks the sword again, shedding Rush's blood like water over the dog's back, and returns it to its scabbard. I drop the rock I'd picked up, now feeling rather brutish. Thank you, stranger. I would have been in trouble without these provisions. The adventurer flashes me a smile that, while not unfriendly, doesn't seem all that genuine. No thanks are necessary, my good man. All I ask is that you remember the name. She trails off and seems to lapse out of consciousness. The name... The somewhat suspicious smile disappears from her features. With a shock that comes like a flash of lightning, I finally noticed that she's an uncommon beauty. Okay. He's forgiven, I think, because that was a dangerous situation, but yeah. How's it that he hasn't noticed it before? I wonder. I'm stricken. I almost failed to catch her when she suddenly falls toward me. What? Are you okay? Were you hurt? I see. There comes the mournful howl of an empty stomach. It's not mine. Now is as good a time as any for supper, I suppose. You've read it okay first time. Delicious. This bread of yours is something, and I'm not just saying that because I'm hungry. In the end, my provisions took a hit anyway. The foreigner is really going at them, actually. I'm getting anxious. It's a different species from the rubbish I've been eating up until now. I'm a miller after all. I like to think I know a thing or two about bread. To think I'd find such a treat in this backwater. Your even white teeth tear fluffy chunks of bread away, and there is a flash of pink tongue as she pulls it into her mouth. Okay, there is a spammer, so... Okay. And also I need to report it. Okay. Nice. You've read it okay first time. You mean the word pervert, right? Okay. There's something pretty sexy about watching a cute girl mercilessly devour the fruit of one's sweat and toil. What brings you up into this valley anyway? I can't imagine there is anything here that would be worth fighting through the forest for. The forest? Oh yeah, I vaguely remember hearing something about that. It's spread all across the mouth of the valley, isn't it? That's right. It's supposed to be full of monsters. Thanks to that, we're effectively trapped up here. How did you get past it? I came from the opposite direction on a dragon. A dragon? I leaped to my feet. It seems I might have a bad habit of trusting anyone with a pretty face. I could be breaking bread with another enemy. What's the matter? The foreigner stares at me in surprise. Stares. I'm trying to be... okay, so after 1 hour of speaking English or of reading in English, my mouth starts to feel very strange about it, and I'm starting to mess up words much more than I did before. But I think it's okay. Anyway, it's a good practice, so why not? Okay, and the foreigner stares at me in surprise, crumbs of bread sticking to her cheeks. That really doesn't look like the face of a ruthless kidnapper, but I can't be too sure. My sister was just kidnapped by someone riding a dragon. They're not exactly a common sight around these parts. Your sister, huh? Tell me, my good man, is your sister possessed of a fair countenance and big boobs? Okay, she's a pervert. Let's admit. This face again. Just answer the question. Yes, but... And the one who kidnapped her? A knight in black armor? So I was told. Serendipitous. Wait. Serendipitous. I'm not sure about the stress here, but... Why? He's the very reason I'm here. You're telling me he's a serial kidnapper of beautiful women with big boobs? That's right. You catch on fast. You're not as dumb as you look. I was on my way over here when I encountered him by chance, and when I engaged him in aerial combat, he slew my mount. I'm lucky to have survived the fall. But now I'm stuck here and I don't even know which way he went. I was told he was heading east, the direction of the capital. The capital, huh? That's very interesting. Look at this. A gold coin? More gold. He's been leaving bags of gold at the scene of his kidnappings. Yeah, I've got one too. Take a closer look at the coin. I inclined the top side of the coin towards the fire and peered closely at it. What I was expecting to find the usual saturnine profile of the king, however, I instead find that of a beautiful young woman. Lupus non timet canem latrantem. Okay, I know that there are people who knows Latin. Actually, I used to know Latin a bit, but I'm not sure that I can read it right now. Timet is the wolf doesn't fear a barking dog. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Lupus is a wolf. Yeah, and yeah, I recognized that timet is a verb, but and I realized that I've seen it before, but I forgot what it meant. Canem, yeah, canis canem. Right. I can't put a name to the face, but at the same time I faintly feel as though I've seen her before. Who is this? This really is a backwater. That's this country's current ruler, the Beast. Huh? Seriously? What happened to King Darius? He's dead, yeah? Devoured by the Beast. That was around this time last year. Good grief. Well, I never heard anything good about him, not to speak ill of the dead, but I dare say he had it coming. It was a pretty violent event, from what I gather. I really had no idea. Anyway, all the gold that was left behind has the same minting. It's quite likely our man is operating out of this country's capital. It's got to be incredibly well-funded to be throwing all this gold around. Nobility, or even the crown itself.
Да, привет. У меня технические проблемы, с которыми я не понимаю, что делать. Простите.
Yeah, sorry for these technical issues. Probably, I think that what I need is to... I will need to finish my stream a bit earlier today and then try to solve this problem, because yeah, it's really obnoxious and I don't know what to do, but probably it's the OBS, because my microphone looks completely okay. I tried to record something and no problems there. What? I'm not the one who figured all this out, though. And that's the other problem. The other problem? Yes. The Adventurers Guild sent me to investigate these incidents on behalf of King Candid of Casper, the country to the south of here. I know where Casper is. He's beginning to fear for the safety of his greatest treasure, the Crown Princess, Opal. I think I can guess. She is a stunning beauty and has an amazing pair of breasts to boot. Why is this guy always talking about breasts, honestly? Well, I mean, I understand him to some extent, but yeah. Is he obsessed or something? You got it. It's my job to make sure these kidnappings don't become a diplomatic incident. Something like this could even start a war. A war over a kidnapped princess. The foreigner laughs dryly, then heaves a tremendous sigh, slumping over so much I worry her long silky hair is going to catch fire. But what I'm going to do now? Dragons don't come cheap. The guildmaster is going to gut me if I come back with no dragon and nothing to show for it. You know, I'm heading over to the capital myself. Why don't we combine our forces? She looks up and eyes me dubiously. Why does everyone act so surprised when I say that? You're going to the capital? Yeah, what do you think this pack is for? I assume peasants just like to carry heavy burdens for fun? Apologize to peasants everywhere. You're going through that famously dangerous forest? Yeah? You look like you'll be eaten alive in there. It wouldn't be an easy journey, especially compared to riding a dragon, but I think it's doable. My brother used to do it all the time. Really? Maybe it's not as dangerous as they say. Combining forces, huh? I like this idea of yours, Otto. A strapping fellow like yourself will make for a fine pack mule. I'll do my best. You were going to introduce yourself before. Oh, I must have lost consciousness before I got that far. How rude of me. Calling somebody a pack mule is much ruder.
О, хорошо, что эхо ушло.
That's interesting. They call me Switch. Switch the Unscathed. It's a pleasure to be working with you. Okay, Mortimer, how are you doing? Okay, let's make a little break here because I'm a bit tired, but I don't know. on the one hand, it's a good place to stop for today, but on the other hand, I'm interested in what happens next, so maybe I should continue. Anyway, I'll drink some water and yeah. Yeah, this echo is acting weirdly today. It comes and goes at will, and Hoshi doesn't seem to quite see how it is, so yeah, I don't know what's the problem here. Maybe it's some... I won't even guess. I won't try to guess it because it's really difficult. Well, the problem is that that VTuber's software is quite heavy, so maybe it has something to do with my memory. But again, if that's the case, why recording in Telegram works just perfectly, while here it's like that. Yeah, I can stop here and take this opportunity to fix my sound problems, but I'm not sure. The problem is that, yeah, it seems like it will take quite much time to fix it, because I will need to Google it a lot. Yeah, fixing problems is not fun, but yeah, it's a part of our existence. So we must embrace our pain and use it as fuel to our journey through the space dimensions. I'm going Dempa again. Sorry. Okay, let's read for the next 10 or 15 minutes, and I will fit it. I'm not sure. Okay, let's read a bit more and go to bed today. I won't go to bed though, because yeah, it's too early here. It's only 2 a.m. Am I supposed to sleep early today? No, that's not what I want. Okay. I awaken from a dream of the sky and great beating wings. Even before I open my eyes, I understand that the room I find myself in is not my own. Beneath me are bedclothes of satin and silk, and there is a sweet perfume in the air. I lift myself from the sheets and look around. The room's furnishings are exotic and extravagant, but with little regard for taste. One of the walls features a large archway. It opens onto a large balcony and a view of the night sky. Oh. Hello. Hi there. Leaning against the archway is the tall figure of a knight in black armor. He's not looking out at the stars. He's looking at me. The shock of recollection rouses me faster than a dip in this lake on a winter morning. You've awoken from your dream. The knight's utterance is flat, devoid of any inflection that might suggest at its meaning. His voice seems to echo out from some deep place, a great cavity within the dark confines of the armor. Okay, so I found the explanation. I'm speaking from the armor. Yeah. So imagine that I am the black knight. That's why I sound so strangely. Guts on minimum. Well, he's too slender for guts. No? Like, he's too slender and too fancy. And he has those cat ears on his head. Yeah, by the way, it's a helmet with cat ears on its head. Wow. Yeah, on minimum, maybe on maximum. Who knows? Who knows, maybe this guy is cool. But okay, I doubt someone can be cooler than Guts. So yeah, I'll refrain from further comments on this matter. Yeah, he's a furry. I figured it out. Probably he's a cat boy. And a very cute looking cat boy. I hope. Oh, okay, so we are Bronwyn now. Okay, I see. Where am I? Why did you bring me here? In response to my inquiry, he merely inclines his head slightly in the direction of the balcony. I slide off the bed and gingerly cross the threshold. The landscape that spreads out far beneath me is unmistakable, even in the middle of the night. It is as familiar to me as the room is unfamiliar. This is... it can't be. Whoa, her neguse is so cool. It's neguse is when you wake up and your hair is all messy after a sleep. Knowing how those games go, he might as well be a girl. Maybe. By the way, maybe. I retreat back inside the room, as if that will erase the reality before me. Why did you... The knight pushes off from the pillar and stands straight. His dark form fills the archway, like a door slamming shut on the past. Take off those filthy rags. What? He seems to tremble with irritation for a moment. Those disgusting peasant clothes. Remove them immediately. Clothing befitting your role has been prepared for you. Why must I... Enough questions. A shriek escapes my mouth as the knight reaches out a claw-like, gauntleted hand and tears my dress from my body. He holds the torn garment aloft and the flames leap from his clenched fist, consuming it instantly. I shrink from the wave of fierce heat so intense that I fear I've suffered burns myself. Sinking to my knees, I pull the trailing bedsheets about myself, my eyes stinging with tears of terror and vexation. The knight lets his hand fall, sending a handful of ashes to scatter about the tiled floor. Though you are but a blissful fool, even you must understand. You cannot cling to the remnants of your dream, no matter how much you desire it to be reality. Spooky. He looks more like a fox. Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think that fox boys are even cuter. Okay, so we got an achievement, the very first one in this game, and we've just seen an intermission, and now I think it's a perfect time to finish it here. I'm quite interested in which direction this all will go, so I think that I will do more streams like that, shorter, but maybe several days a week. That would be perfect, I guess. Because yeah, I think that it is quite difficult for me to read in English for a long time. Well, not read, but read it aloud, articulate it, because I always have this problem with English when I speak for a long time, like maybe for an hour or two, I start to forget words quite easily and my mouth just refuses to articulate English, those muffled English sounds. I have much better experience with speaking in Japanese because yeah, I can use Japanese all day long like several hours, even several days. But yeah, reading aloud in Japanese might be a challenge, and yeah, and there's a problem that people don't understand it. Like, people who gathered here today won't understand it, more or less. So, but yeah, I had plans to work for Japanese audience too. So maybe next time I will do some Japanese game. Okay. All right. Yeah. Kon. Yeah, foxes are beautiful. Okay. Okay. And when, like, which days are you planning to have these streams? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm not sure about tomorrow. Maybe in 2 days or in 3 days. On Thursday. Probably it will be it will always be the same time at around 12 o'clock 12 a.m. Japanese time, like in the midnight. I don't know about your availability, but you can always check out the VOD, the video on my channel. So yeah. If you're interested, please do that. Okay, where did you learn to speak English so good? I'm not sure I can tell the exact location or method that I used, but the thing is that somewhere around the first year in my university, I started to be an avid anime watcher, right? So, well, no. Even before that, I tried to speak to foreigners on the internet using some language exchange sites like italki. Maybe you've heard about it. And later, I would watch anime and read books, mostly the translations of light novels in English. And recently, for about 2 years, I've been on a server dedicated to discussing Japanese media, anime, games, visual novels, and so on and so on. And the entire population is, well, to some extent at least, English speaking. So I often engage in discussions in English. That's where I learned it, probably. Also, I often participate in scientific conferences in our magic school or university. Sometimes people call it that. So yeah, I use English all the time. And I even think that I'm not so perfect in English, actually, because some people are much more perfect and much more fluent. But I won't be shy and say that, oh, no, I don't know English at all, because it would be a lie. Yeah, I admit that my English is not that bad. Yeah. Right, I see. Okay, Karuna. I'll promise I'll get there someday. I'll see if I can get to catch one of the streams live. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, I think that we can call it a day right now. Yeah. Oh, cute. Look at this menu. So the kids are telling us, do your best, Otto. You blockhead. Don't come back empty-handed. Okay, I will save it. And then I push on them, but nothing happens, so it's just a very cute detail. Okay, I guess it's a map. of our, yeah, it's a map of our adventures. Adventures. So far we have opened under this small chunk of a map. Oh, wow. Otto, are you sure this is drawn to scale? Yeah, it's... I'm not sure. It isn't drawn to scale. Probably. Right. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah, we have a... I haven't studied the interface of this game so much, but okay. So, yeah, let's go to main menu and quit. Alright, so today was a very fruitful stream, I think, and the game is quite interesting so far, and very cute with some silly but funny jokes, and I really loved it. What would you say about the game you've just witnessed? What do you expect from it, or how do you feel about it? So, we can dedicate like 5 or 10 minutes to the discussion of the game. Mirai no Hito, this is this this is an English game or adaptation of Japanese? It's an English game. So it was originally written in English, and it's actually free on Steam. So probably I should have put the link to the game into the description of the video. Okay, I've put the link to a tweet I tweeted earlier, but yeah, I forgot about the link in the description. Okay, what happened to the 99 save game slots though? Oh, the thing is that many retro games, many games in the that were made in the 90s usually had only 5 slots of memory, so it's not unusual. And this game is it's definitely inspired by many old titles of such kind. So I think that's it. So, well, the problem is that sometimes it's not even so useful to have all 99 slots. And by the way, I don't know if this game has bunki syntaxi. I forgot how to say it in English. I don't know if we will need to make choices here. Maybe it's a kinetic novel that just goes further and works like kind of a book. So in that case, it's not needed. It's not necessary to have many slots for saves. I know I won't check it out any soon, so I really hope I'll manage to see more of it during your streams. Okay, well, yeah. It will be very appreciated if you do that. But anyway, take your time. It's not like you're obliged to watch it. But the story is interesting, so I will be glad to see you here. This game feels good. So, Mirai no Hito. So much nice humor, cute girls, and fox boys. Yeah, I agree. Alright. Oh, yeah, Brownie. It is cute. It really feels like 90s adventure game. Exactly. Alright, thank you for your comments, and thank you that you have come to watch my stream. See you again, and goodbye. Have a nice evening, or morning, or night, or like wherever you are. And good luck.